Diann McKee is the embodiment of a distinguished alum.
Her level of credibility for Indiana State and for the work that she does for the university is just unmatched.
She's certainly fiercely loyal.
She doesn't just talk the talk, she walks the walk.
I met Diann back in 2014. Our relationship started when I became the assistant chief. In 2020, 10 weeks into my interim position as chief of police director of public safety, COVID-19 hit. She, as the VP of Business and Finance, and myself as the Director of Public Safety, were tasked with figuring out how to keep this campus safe, and that created a really close relationship. Diann has been my only female mentor. As you can imagine, in law enforcement, there's not a lot of female leadership. So growing and learning from Diann has just been invaluable, and being able to call her a friend is just icing on top of the cake.
She's certainly on my very short list of the most important influences for me. I think one of the things she's taught so many of us is that it's always about seeing the big picture for Indiana State. Obviously, she's an alum. She's been in a position of great importance for a long time. There's a phrase I always use that, you're supposed to see the whole board all the time as a chess metaphor. And I think Diann really does a great job of that and has always done a great job of seeing the whole board, always thinking of the long-term interest for Indiana State. And I think she's influenced a lot of us to do that.
Oftentimes people really don't understand all the investment that Diann and Craig McKee have made to Indiana State, and that's investment in people. I've gotten to meet a lot of the people who Diann has touched over the year, and being able to just kind of see that impact that she's had on their lives is just phenomenal. And then you talk about all the other things that Diann McKee does for our community, philanthropically, leadership-wise, what she's meant to this university. And she made the choice at a young point in her career that this is where she wanted to be and this is where she wanted to continue to invest.
I was going into my junior year at Indiana State. I was a presidential scholar, I was a football player, and worked for Craig's law firm that summer. And so got to know Diann that way. She's just so passionate about Indiana State, and I got to see that firsthand. It was just an awesome way to really get an example of what it meant to not only be an alumnus of Indiana State, but to give back. And she did that through me and helping me develop into the adult that I've become, and also in their giving and the way that they made their contributions to the university.
One of the things I admire most about Diann is her constancy and her steadfastness to her principles. As CFO of any institution, lots of decisions come to your office, and you have to be sensitive to those things, but at the same time, hold up the principles of the university as well as the priorities of the administration and the trustees without seeming to be harsh or dismissive. And I think Diann did that very, very well, as evidenced by her long tenure and continuing popularity with everyone at the university or anyone who had ever came in contact with her. She and Craig are extremely dedicated to the university's mission and the reason we exist.
Diann understands that each student is unique and doesn't take the one-size-fits-all approach. Diann's love for Indiana State University is truly evident, and she is most deserving of this award.
She has dedicated her life to this university, and she never did it for the accolades or the awards. She has just always done it for the right reasons because she wanted to better the university. And I really don't think you could have picked a better person for this award.